There is something that happens to almost every new mother. She has been at work or out running errands or simply in the next room. Someone else has been with the baby, a grandmother, a partner, a caregiver. And the baby has been fine, happy even, calm. Then she walks in and the baby loses it. Not a little fussy, full meltdown, like something terrible just happened. Except nothing did, except you showed up. And if you have ever been that mother, standing in your own doorway, arms out, wondering what you did wrong, you have never done anything wrong. In fact, what just happened is one of the most sophisticated things your baby's brain is capable of doing. Here is what almost no one tells you. Babies do not cry more with their mothers because they are unhappy with their mothers. They cry more with their mothers because of who their mothers are to them. You are not a caregiver to your baby. You are something else entirely. Something that researchers at the University of Cambridge have spent years trying to understand and quantify. Because when your baby sees you, something fires in their brain that doesn't fire for anyone else. Not grandma, not dad, not even the most attentive nanny in the world. There's a term for the invisible biological force that makes your baby save their biggest, loudest, most overwhelming feelings specifically for you. It is called the safe haven effect. And once you understand what it actually means and what your baby is really saying when they cry the moment you walk in, you will never see those tears the same way again. So what is the safe haven effect, and why does it turn your baby into a different child the moment you walk through the door? Think of it this way. All day long, your baby is holding it together. Not consciously, they're not making a choice, but their nervous system is doing something remarkable. It is managing, regulating, keeping the feelings contained the way you might hold a full cup of water very carefully while you walk across a room. Then you arrive, and they can finally put the cup down. You are not the cause of the meltdown. You are the reason it is safe to have one. This is what the science actually shows. A researcher named Dr. John Bowlby, a British psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who spent decades at the Tavistock Institute in London, first described the architecture of this bond in what became known as attachment theory. His foundational insight was this: babies are not blank slates who attach to whoever feeds them. They are born with a biological drive to form one primary bond, a bond so deep it functions like a neurological home base. When that person is present, the baby's brain registers something it cannot register with anyone else. Safety. Not comfort, not familiarity, safety at the deepest, most primitive level of the brain. And safety, it turns out, is the one condition under which a baby will finally release everything they've been quietly carrying. The crying is not a complaint, it's a download. Your baby is offloading the emotional weight of the day because you are the only one they trust enough to do that with. And here's what matters most for you, right now, in your home, today. You don't need a lab or a program or a special technique. The safe haven effect is already happening. Your presence alone is doing something no one else can replicate. That's not pressure, that's power. It's 1969, a research lab at Johns Hopkins University, and a developmental psychologist named Mary Ainsworth is about to watch something that will change everything we think we know about babies and love. She has designed the simple experiment. A mother and her baby come into a room. There are toys on the floor. The baby explores. Then a stranger enters. Then the mother leaves, then the mother comes back. That's it. That's the whole experiment. But what Ainsworth sees in that room, in that moment when the mother returns, stops her cold. Some babies crawl toward their mother immediately. They cry, they reach up, they want to be held. And the moment they are picked up, something visible happens. Their breathing slows, their body softens, they stop crying. Not because they're distracted, but because something deep inside them has settled. Then, after a minute or two in their mother's arms, they do something remarkable. They wiggle down, they go back to the toys, they explore again, further than before. The mother did not solve a problem, she recharged something. Ainsworth called these babies securely attached, and what she discovered was that the babies who cried the hardest when their mother returned weren't the most anxious babies or the most difficult babies. They were often the most securely bonded ones, the ones who knew without any doubt that this person was safe, that this person could hold it. The crying was not dysfunction, it was trust made visible. Your baby does not fall apart when you walk in because something is wrong with them or with you. They fall apart because you are the one person in their world they never have to be okay for. So what do you actually do with this? How do you work with the safe haven effect instead of feeling blindsided by it every evening? 3 things, simple ones, starting tonight. The first is called the arrival pause. When you walk in and the crying starts, resist the instinct to fix it immediately. Instead, get down to their level, open your arms, and just say out loud calmly, "I'm here. I've got you. You can let it all out." You don't need to stop the tears. You need to receive them. That 30-second pause where you're fully present before you do anything else tells your baby's nervous system exactly what it needs to hear. You showed up. You're not leaving. It's safe now. The second is called anchor time. In the 30 minutes after a reunion, after daycare, after work, or even a short separation, put the phone down. Not because you're a bad parent if you don't, but because your baby's brain is in the middle of something. It's resetting. It's using your presence like a compass finding north. 10 or 15 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact, physical closeness, and calm, even just sitting together on the floor, gives that process the space it needs to complete. You'll often notice the fussing naturally winds down. That's not a coincidence. That's regulation happening in real time. The third is called name it for them. As your baby gets older, even as early as 10 or 11 months, you can begin narrating their emotions back to them. "You missed me. That was a long day. You're so relieved I'm back." They can't understand every word yet, but the tone, the rhythm, the act of being seen and named, that lands. Research in language development consistently shows that children whose emotions are named by caregivers develop stronger emotional regulation later in life. You are not just soothing them in the moment, you are building the part of their brain that will one day soothe itself. There's an image that stays with me when I think about all this. A baby at the end of a long day, pulling themselves across the floor toward the one person who makes the whole world feel smaller and safer and survivable. They are not demanding anything unreasonable. They are doing exactly what they were born to do. They are coming home. You are their home. And the fact that you are here, watching this, learning this, wanting to understand what is happening inside that small and extraordinary person, that matters more than any technique or framework or study. Your baby doesn't need a perfect parent. They need a present one, and you already are. If this gave you something, a little more patience for the evening meltdown, a little more wonder for what your baby is actually doing, share it with another parent who needs to hear it. Every caregiver deserves to know that the hardest moments are often the most meaningful ones. Subscribe for more science that makes the hard parts of parenting feel a little less hard and a little more like the profound thing they actually are. Because every tear your baby saves for you, that's love, in the only language they currently have.